It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ho Ho Oh, our Project Potter holiday special, guys. We're doing 25 straight nights of Christmas movie reviews, guys. Welcome to Project Potter. My name is Kyle, your host. And guys, am I going to put on the red suit and become Santa Claus? Let's find out. Man, this is a good film. The Santa Claus, this is a classic. This is a 1994. Surprised to see that Disney Plus had some HDR on there. I was like, oh, I don't know how they did that. Put a little HDR. It looked really great on the TV. Looked nice. The animation in this movie, very, very dated and very, very 1994. You know, when Tim Allen goes through and it's like so whimsical and goofy and he like, squishes him down and then the fireplace appears and stuff. And it's all very strange looking and the reindeer, like, going on the roof and stuff. It's very like animated, like a computer made it. But I will say it kind of adds to the magic. Tim Allen's like, oh, how do I get down this chimney? There's no chimney, there's this tiny pole. And then they're like, the bag's like, you know what, dude? We're gonna make you real small and you're gonna get down there. And then the chimney kind of appears. And I like how they're questioning the magic throughout this movie. They're like, what do you mean? Neil is questioning, I should say. Neil sucks. But Neil is like, oh, how does he get through chimney? There's not a lot of people have chimneys. And he's like, it's not possible that this man can go around the world, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, dude, we get it. You're a non-believer. You don't believe in Santa Claus. Like, Neil, get out of here, dude. I mean, Tim Allen is so iconic as Santa Claus. And obviously they made multiple Santa Clauses. We're only going to do one for the review, guys, but I think the original here is so great. I mean, just the fact that Tim Allen is like super skinny and then he puts on the fat suit, dude, and like the whole scene where he's like going to the doctor and he's like, you're healthy as a horse. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, healthy? He's like, I put on 45 pounds this week. He's like, what's going on here, dude? He's like, I shave and my facial hair grows back immediately. And he's like, oh, it could be a hormonal imbalance. And he's like, dude, I'm Santa Claus. Like, why can't you see that? That's really fun, guys. And Tim Allen is funny, and I just love the scene where he goes into work and he's like, wearing sweats and he's running and they're like, you're Scott, you're weight, what's going on? And he's like, oh yeah, he's like been eating the cookies or whatever, and then they're ordering food and he gets like a sundae and all this food and all these things, guys. And but there are some flaws in this movie. I will say I was very happy with the runtime. Was really happy with the supporting cast. All the elves were great. The elves with attitude at the end was sick, dude. I forgot about that. I've seen this movie maybe only once before, but I knew it was good. I was looking to have a good time, but I haven't seen it in a couple of years, and so it was nice to kind of see that with a fresh eye. But yeah, when they're like, "Oh, we're your worst nightmare," elves with attitude, and then they're like flying around and they're cool. They're like running them down, dude. So cool. The elves with attitude was just like elective action. I forget what it stands for, but the elves were sick. I mean, Tim Allen. Let's not forget that he committed a murder at the beginning of this movie, dude. Hey, what are you doing up there? And Santa just slips and falls. And you think Santa would be a little more adept to staying on rooftops because he goes down chimneys like the whole night. And then I'm like, why doesn't Santa have boots that he stays on the roof, like that stick to the roof or something, or uses magic to do that? He can use magic to get down the chimney. Why can't he use magic to stay on the roof and not fall off and die? Go, if anything happens to me, put on the suit. And Tim Allen's like, okay. And this kid is begging him, like, please, please, please. The reindeer take him off, guys, and the rest is history. So, yeah, guys, a really, really fun movie, a magical movie, a dated movie, but I think one that kind of, as much as the effects kind of are dated and you're like, ooh, watching this, again, it kind of adds to the mysticism and the magic. And so I think this is one that definitely stands the test of time and just a really good film. Guys, that brings us to my favorite character. Do I even have to say it? It's Neil. Nah, obviously not Neil. It's Santa Claus, dude, Tim Allen. I mean, it's so cool how he starts off super skinny and he's wearing like a red coat and he's like, someone's on the roof or whatever. It's just the wind, Charlie, go back to bed. And then, just to see him slowly gain weight and he's like, and then he wakes up and he's like really heavy and he's like, something's wrong with the mirror, something's wrong with the scale. The only thing I didn't love is that his relationship with Charlie, it was better towards the end, but I thought he was like kind of dismissive and mean to Charlie at the beginning, where he's like, Charlie, go to bed, nothing's going on. And Charlie's like talking to him about Christmas stuff, and he's like, whatever, Charlie. He's like, whatever. But then we do get the scene where they're like, oh, all adults, stop believing in Santa Claus eventually, and like you grow out of it or whatever. So that was a kind of way to explain it. And then like there's that pure joy at the end with the wife I guess the ex-wife, and then Neil's the worst. But we'll get to that in just a second, guys. But Tim Allen, iconic as a Santa Claus, funny, just fits that role. I mean, the makeup and prosthetics team, of course, is incredible, but seeing him walk around in the fat suit, seeing him go from super skinny Tim Allen to overweight Tim Allen is funny. And then him just like getting in the Christmas spirit, and they're like, "You don't want to ruin kids' dreams, do you?" And he's like, "Ah, okay, I'll be Santa." But I just thought he's really, really good, and obviously they thought he was too because they made a couple more movies. But yeah, this first one really holds up, and Tim Allen is a big part of that. Okay, guys, my least favorite character again. Do I have to say this one too? It's Neil. Neil sucks his sweater. I like how they're making fun of his sweater, and then Tim Allen's like, "What are you gonna do when the circus goes out of town? Where are you gonna get your sweaters?" And I was like, "Oh, sick burn, Santa Claus." I'm a therapist, and he's like, "I'm gonna charge you for everything." And he's like, "Oh, I think the child is troubled." And they're like, "Dude, he's fine. He's just playing make believe." Or he's like in there, with the reindeer. He's just playing by himself. He's using his imagination. Child's wonder is an amazing thing. So for him to be like, "I think this child was troubled," shut up, Neil. Go, your sweaters are terrible, dude. We see like Santa fly and everything, and then he like still doesn't believe. And she sees him and she's like, "Oh my God, Scott, it's you." But she's like, "It's Santa, it's really Santa." And she starts like crying. And then he's like, look at these charades he's playing. Like the elf shows up at the end and he's like, "Oh, did we make this? This is a nice sweater." And then he's like, "Look at these crazy smoke and mirrors." I'm like, "Neil, you're the worst, buddy." Okay, guys, that brings us to the score. This is a Project Potter first, guys. This is a 9.4.8. And that's right, guys. Looking at the rankings here, I was looking where this one falls, and I'm like, I don't want to give it the same score because then I have to sort of explain why certain things fall. So this is the first ever, I think, triple score that we're giving on Project Potter. Someone fact check me, that might not be true, but this one, guys, great movie. Like I said, the effects don't always hold up, but I like how it kind of adds to that. And I feel like if they're really good effects, it would kind of take away from it. Like, I don't want a Santa Claus reboot. I know they just made a Disney Plus show. I haven't watched that. But this movie, it holds up. It's great. Tim Allen's great. A few things that hold it back for me, guys, is just there's no real like issue. I mean, Tim Allen loses his visitation rights, and that's really sad. But then he just like goes to see the kid anyway because he's like, "Oh, I'm Santa. I can just use magic to get into your house and just walk up and like you shouldn't be here." And he's like, like the police are after him. And there is a great scene where they're like, "Okay, we're looking for Scott, and remember he's gonna be dressed as Santa Claus." And they arrest a bunch of like drunk Santas and stuff, and they're like, "No, none of these are him." And so that was funny. But then they show up, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna get in my sleigh and leave because I have a flying sleigh and you don't. You have a car." So the things that hold us back for me, though, guys, Neil sucks, and then Tim Allen doesn't really face any real adversity. So I really like the cast. I really like the effects. It's all about the wonder of Christmas. The elves are amazing. The elves at the shop and all of that. And I love how he's talking to Judy. And he's like, "Wow, you look really great for your age." And she's like, "Thanks, but I'm seeing someone in packaging or whatever." And it's like really funny because all the kids are like doing these adult things. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm 1,200 years old or whatever." And it's clearly just like a child playing it. So that was really cute. And then the elves with attitude were awesome too. So really strong movie, guys, and I'll get into the rankings in just a bit. Guys, that brings us to the Ho Ho Oh rankings, and yes, I have my phone here because I do not remember all of the rankings by heart, guys, but kicking it off here at number 1, we have Spirited at 10 out of 10. We have Home Alone at number 2 with a 9.9. We have Rudolph number 3 at a 9.8. We have Bad Santa number 4 at a 9.7. Number 5, we have Daddy's Home 2 at a 9.6. Number 6, we have Love Actually at 9.5. And then this one's going to slot in at number 7, guys, just above 8 Crazy Nights at a 9.4. Night Before at an 8.6. Number 10, Jingle All the Way with Turbo Man at 8.4. Number 11, Just Friends at an 8.3. Number 12, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 2002 Jim Carrey movie at an 8.2. Number 13, Elf at a 7.8. Number 14, A Muppet Christmas Carol at a 7.4. Number 15, Klaus at a 7.1. Number 16, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special at a 6.6. Number 17, Deck the Halls at a 6.5. Number 18, The Polar Express at a 6.1. Number 19, A Charlie Brown Christmas at a 5.7. Number 20, Christmas with the Cranks at a 5.3. Number 21, guys, A Christmas Story at a 2.5. And that is how our rankings shape up, guys, through 21 nights. Okay, guys, that's another episode of Ho Ho Oh. Thanks for checking out the channel, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree with the rankings. What are your rankings? Let me know, guys. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you guys so much. Again, we're over 2,000 subscribers now on the channel. Super proud of that. This is just the beginning. I'm so excited. There's so much content I've been working on, guys, that has not been released yet. So that will be coming. Appreciate you guys. And until tomorrow night, peace.